Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Can you begin by stating your name, age, and where you're from?
My name is Temitope Sam. I'm 40 years and then I'm from Nigeria.
How did you hear about Zuma?
Oh, I got to know about Zuma from friends, when I came in and when I was looking for something to do. I was formerly doing DoorDash and some other, I have my hands on some other, activities. So I heard about Zuma from them. They told me about this electrical apprenticeship program. I said, "Oh wow, that's interesting. Okay, we all want something different from what we do, and I decided to come around and inquire about Zuma."
Okay, so you talked about DoorDash. What other type of work were you doing before you came to Zuma?
Oh, I've had my hands in few other companies. I was also with a company that manufactures phone in Ireland for a while. It's called CVE. I also work with a company in Wiley. It's also manufacturing, but I've never had any electrical background, both in Nigeria or back here. I was a banker back in Nigeria, you know. So,
Okay. Well, what program did you take here at Zuma?
oh, I did the introductory to electricals, and I also did the advanced piping class. It was very interesting, where you learn safety on the job, you learn about the materials used on site, and you learn about piping and cabling in general.
Okay.
It was a really interesting course.
What was your favorite thing that you did in class?
Oh, the pipe bending. The pipe bending was interesting to me. It was a favorite thing. A lot of times you walk into all these companies and you see the arrangement of the piping, different sizes and all that, and you keep wondering, how did they do this? Those are some of the interesting experiences that we had in class.
Okay. And besides the pipe bending, what other type of hands-on activities did you do in class?
Safety was key for us. We didn't know how important safety was in electric cars until we came to class because of how peculiar the industry is. So we learn a lot of safety on the job, things to do and things not to do. We also learn about cabling, which is key also, different kinds of cables and the materials that you use on site.
Okay. Were you able to learn the material well from your instructor?
Yes, I mean, it was really interesting, I had an instructor that had the wealth of experience. So it was really interesting for me all through the class process.
How would you describe how you felt your first class versus how you felt during your last class?
I was nervous at first because, I mean, this is a totally different field that I've never had any experience in, and when somebody tells you he is an electrician, the first thing that comes to mind is, man, this is something I don't want to joke with. It's a matter of life and death, because if you don't get it right, it's not a trade to play around with. It's a trade that takes a lot of expertise and all that. So I was nervous at first, wondering if I could do this. But one thing about me is I love challenges. We like to learn. I love new grounds. I love new trades and all that. So at the end of the day, it was very interesting.
Okay, so by your last class, you felt more comfortable, would you say?
Oh, definitely, definitely, I was.
Well, after taking the electrical program, how prepared did you feel to go to work?
Oh, I was really prepared. The program combined a lot of on-site activities with the written aspects and all that. So by the time we were done, we were prepared to hit the ground running.
Okay. After the program, how long did it take you to get your first job?
Oh, I got my first job immediately. I think I got my first job like 2 or 3 days after the training. We had companies where we applied. We applied at several companies through the agency, and then in about 2 to 3 days, we got calls from them.
Okay. Tell us about your first job. Where was the project and what were you building?
Oh, I had my first job way back in Midlothian. It was a project for Google, and the contractors were Walker Engineering. You know, where we were doing. We did a bit of underground cable. We did cable pulling, laying cable trays, and a lot of other activities. I was there for about close to like a year.
Okay. How much did you make when you first started your job?
Oh, I started earning $24.
Okay. And
That was per hour.
and how much are you making now?
Well, it's still between 24 and 26, but you know, the industry keeps growing every day, and it's interesting.
Okay. Do you feel you would have been prepared for the job without Zuma?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, the truth about electricals is it's not something you just dabble into. You need a foundation, and Zuma is a foundation for me. With Zuma being the foundation, you know, I was able to go in prepared. If I'd not had that experience, I wouldn't have gotten the job in any way at all. You know, so the Zuma apprenticeship camp is something very good. It's something very important, and it puts you in the right position, you know, for you to make a good living.
What would you say to someone who has no prior experience working in the construction industry about entering the construction industry?
Well, what I'll say to anybody who has no prior experience is come to the Zuma apprenticeship camp. I'm telling you, I was a bit skeptical too, but at the end of the day, you're gonna be happy you did. Trust me, because by the time you're done with the programs that they have here, you're going to be able to go into the construction industry fully prepared, and you're going to make a good living for yourself. Your family is going to be happy with you, and at the end of the day, you're going to be able to progress from one point to another. You know, being an electrician, being a journeyman, and getting your classes done.
Do you have any feedback on how Zuma apprenticeship camp can improve?
Well, that's a big question, but for me, I don't think I do have any feedback, because the truth is, from where Zuma started and where Zuma is right now, I've seen the growth day in, day out. So I think it's a gradual process, and I think Zuma is on the line already. Zuma is growing every day. We see it, you know, and other graduates, other participants that have gone through these programs also know that there's a day-to-day growth and development in Zuma.
Okay. Any final thoughts?
Come to Zuma, come make yourself a living, come build a career for yourself. You're gonna be happy you did, and at the end of the day, you're gonna like it. Zuma is a place to be. You have to be here. Don't let anybody tell you about it. Come experience it yourself, and you're gonna be great you did.
Thank you very much, sir. Zuma on the rise.
Zuma on the rise.
Yes, sir.